ladies and gentlemen, your host for this evening, Tanya Hadzhieva.
Welcome to the 15th episode of the Wake Up Call Show with me, Tanya Hadzhieva, and tonight I have a very special guest, John Courtney, the Chief Advisor of Boardroom Advisors. Thank you so much, John, for being my guest tonight.
Hi, Tanya.
Coming here to share all your expertise.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. For all the shows, I always ask, what was your wake-up call? How did you start with what you're doing now?
How did I start? Well, listen, I've had a number of businesses.
Mm-hmm.
This is my seventh, and I'm getting so old now. I'm 109, I think. I wanted to do something to make a difference to startups, scale-ups, and SMEs, and to provide them with experienced people who have scaled up businesses and who could help them scale up.
Mm-hmm. And so that's the mission with your business, is to help up the startups. So could you please tell more about what is the process to the audience, to the people out there, because lots of them are entrepreneurs. So what is the process that a person will go when they come to you?
Well, every business has opportunities or issues. If it's a startup or a scale-up, they perhaps need people with some grey hairs. We always say some of us have grey hairs
with wisdom,
and some of us have none. I'm a bit of both. And so early stage businesses need that to help them. It could be with funding. It could be with systems and processes, with just experience on how to grow and to scale. Starting a business is one skill, but growing and scaling is kind of another.
It's different.
And so all of our advisors, we're national, and we've got more than 50 advisors. All our advisors have scaled businesses before, and that's the main thing that they can help with. But it could be also with funding. With some SMEs, it could be more about exiting. Different companies have different issues, but because we've got 50 people, and they're all experienced, then it's kind of matching the right person with the need.
Yeah, with the need. And do you also in your business do, like, if a company wants to franchise, do you help with that?
We can. We've got a couple of people who have been involved with franchising, but with other people involved in manufacturing and other people involved with all sorts of different company issues with exit routes, with business strategy. There's so many issues with business.
Yeah.
And that's
the great thing. Anything.
It's the great thing about being 109 years old, and I've got other people who are also 109 years old. You've kind of done a lot of stuff.
So you have all the wisdom coming in. That is great. Wonderful. And where are you based? Where is your office? So if somebody wants to reach you, where do they go?
Listen, the headquarters is in Bristol, but we have people. We have 12 regional directors. We go from Scotland to Cornwall and all points in between. We're talking in London.
Oh wow!
But we cover the whole country and Ireland and Portugal, and we're talking to the States and so on.
So anywhere you are around the world, John can help you if you need to scale up. That is amazing. And now with all this, you can even jump on an online call and you can still, help people.
We do a lot by Zoom and by Skype. And listen, for early stage businesses, we have a kind of a starter pack. It's not that expensive, and part of that is some video calls and online help and that sort of thing. For more mature businesses, then it's in their offices and so on.
Probably mentoring them right there and then in the office. And could you please tell us some tips? So if I'm a business out there that I want to scale up, could you please give me some insight?
Tips. Well, listen, every business has different issues and different opportunities, and it's nearly always one or the other that we help to address. I guess the main things that we get involved with, listen, I think it always starts with strategy. What's the strategy to grow the business? What's the strategy of the business? Having a clear direction is the foundation to everything. If you don't have that, everything's kind of built on sand.
Yeah. That's true.
So getting a business strategy or a growth strategy, whatever the issue is. Could be an exit strategy, but working out, and by that I mean working out where you are now, where you want to go to, and then putting a plan of action to get from A to B. And it's it's a simple process sometimes, or at least the trick is to make strategy be simple, not to overcomplicate it. You know, you can go to the library and see all these books about business strategy, and they're all this thick. And you thumb through it and think, crikey, I'm never going to understand it all.
You're never going to finish all this.
It's terrible. Business strategy can be quite simple. Where are you now? Where do you want to be? And what are the options from getting from A to B?
Yes.
You generate those options through brainstorming, you analyse those options, and you work out which are the best options you might want to have a try at. And it might be a little bit of trial and error. But that's kind of the route.
Okay.
And if you have somebody 109 years old beside you who's been through that process before, they can kind of help you and guide you through it and try and make some sense. And that's kind of what we do with a lot of businesses. Some of the other issues, you talked about growth, and that's often what we get involved with. It's trying to work out the size of the growth. This is what I mean by, where do you want to be? So what, in a year's time, in 2 years' time, what level of growth do you want? Because if you want to increase the sales of the business by 10%, you don't need to put much into practice. If you want to increase it 300%, you need to do a lot.
Yeah.
So therefore, the strategies you need to put into place need to be bigger and bolder. Like the colours on your shirt, they need to be big and bold. So that's important. And also, when you do this in a group, you normally do it with the directors or the founders or whatever. Getting them to buy in and agree to what that direction is, how quick they want to grow, is vital. If they're not on the same page, it's never going to quite happen right.
Yeah, because if there are like 4 people thinking different things, that can mess the project or delay it.
And that's the same whether it's an early stage business or a family SME. They possibly have more issues because they're all coming at it from a different angle. Perhaps earlier stage, they're founders and they may be closer on the same page, but every company is different.
Yeah. And where can we find you?
Oh, thank you. So the website, boardroomadvisors.co.uk.
So that's where you can find John if you need any expertise, any advice on how to scale up, or also funding, franchise. He's very broad. As he said, he's 109, so he has a lot of expertise of everything. Feel free to ask questions. We'll put the link of his website below the video, so you can book a meeting with him straight away. But thank you so much for coming here tonight and share all this expertise to the audience. Thank you so much for watching us, and tune in next Tuesday, 7 p.m, where I meet you with more inspirational people.